Hello, this is our BX2500 presentation. Our topic is reduce racial discrimination. This is our team member list. We will talk about the racial discrimination and use the specific event Black Lives Matter. We will use the integrative thinking process as the method, and each mode we have got two solutions. For our presentation, the background is slave trade in North America, and the purpose is blacks to be treated fairly. Our project arm is introduce the problem of the racial discrimination and try to reduce the incident of racial discrimination. As the background and problem identification, more and more incident of racial discrimination worldwide, and as the number of cases of racial discrimination is still increased. We will use the specific case of racial discrimination and try to discuss the situation of the racial discrimination in the world today and provide a solution we have discussed. As the approaching to develop a solution, we will use the integrative thinking process to discuss the solution.
BLM is also called Black Lives Matter. It is a black human rights movement. In this event, we can separate people into two different groups. One is Derek Chauvin, the white police group, and one is George Floyd, the black active group. To white people, when we look back at history of the United States, people have long had perception of black people as different. The stereotype as take up of the presence. Nowadays, there is a lot of prejudice against black people, but it has to be admitted that social problems caused by black people also as a huge number. For black people, most of these theses are supported by reason or even data, but they are different from each other, and many of them can be questioned and contradictory. To put it simply, black racism is a very circle white people control most power in West, and it causes black people have low education level, living condition and quality than white people, so that black people cause visual social problems. In this way, people's discrimination against black people will be further and deeper, thus continue the unfair treatment.
I will introduce you the stage 2. Model 1 will cause fewer injuries on suspects during arrests. It is an ideal way to protect suspects and effectively restrain police officers from abusing their authority. Model 2 ensures maximum police safety. However, they may have difficulty defending themselves against violent criminals. They may hesitate during arrest when penalties of that criminals applied, which greatly increases the security risk in confrontation. But the immunity that police officers have from using deadly force against suspects can lead to police abuse. While ensuring the safety of the police, how can we prevent police violence in law enforcement, manslaughter, and wrongful killing of suspects?
In stage 3, I will discuss the possible solutions on both white police group and black activist group. Firstly, on the white police group, the government should make policies to restrict using guns for those white police. Instead, they can use electricity guns on their work. Also, there should be serious penalties for those white police who abuse using violence. And for the black activist group, they should be provided for the high quality education and better living conditions. If they can get better education, the black people crime rate will be reduced. And in the next stage, we will discuss which solutions is better.
In this stage, we will discuss what conditions are met before stage 3 approach can be implemented. Firstly, the implementation of the policy requires the absolute support of the government, which means that the policymakers of the government must have correct racial concepts and treat white people and black people in the same position. Secondly, it demands that in recruiting police officers, preference should be given to non-racial people when they have correct racial beliefs. The before-mentioned training methods can be implemented. For the black community, first of all, most of the black community recognize the importance of education is a necessary condition for the implementation of educational measures, because that the survey shows that black families seldom realize the importance of education for their children. Secondly, the condition of economic support can be implemented is learning to invest and the correct consumption.
So, to sum up, the topic of discrimination is still a hot topic full of controversy. This is not a problem that we can assimilate with one or two species, but I believe that if similar species keep happening and people keep coming up with solutions to this problem, then more and more people will pay attention to and actively face this problem. In fact, there are many kinds of discrimination. Not only discriminate against Black people, we also face all kinds of discrimination in our lives. What we can do is not only to ignore those who discriminate, but also to be strong ourselves. When we are strong enough, the so-called discrimination is not enough to hurt us. But what we need to make sure is that we need to strengthen ourselves in the right way. Violence, we can only solve temporary problems, but what we get back is people's deeper and deeper concept of reality. So that's all about our presentation. Thank you so much for your listening.